Hello. Okay, I had sound off. Okay, so yeah, I was saying that for some reason it shows me that I'm the only one person here. Nobody's here. So if you're here, please say hi. So I know I'm not alone. Okay. All right. Here we are. Okay, 7 o'clock. Let's see if anybody's gonna hop on and say hi. Let's see. Okay, I can see people are joining. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so I'm on StreamYard, so you need to give it permission to show your name, please, or just maybe sign your name at the end, because all I'm seeing is Facebook user. That's the only thing that it shows on my side because I'm going live through StreamYard, and it's kind of that's all it does because I need two cameras. I have two cameras working, and that's how it works. Hello, hello, first live with me. Wonderful. Hello, hello, Carolyn. Good to see you here. Good to see everybody here. All right. So I'm Luba Carlson. I'm the host of this group, and I'm the one who teaches all the paintings in this group. Sometimes I have guests, but that doesn't happen very often. So let's see. We're painting the camper. This cute little thing right here. And for that, wow. Okay, tell me this. Tell me this. What you see? Because in my camera, in my screen, the camper top is dark blue, although it is steel. Like on my paper, it's steel, but on my screen is dark blue. What color do you see on top of the camper? The top half. What do you see? I'm just super curious about that. Okay, so for this one, we're gonna need a medium flat brush. Okay, teal, awesome. Medium flat, small flat, medium round, maybe a smaller kind of round, and a almost a liner. Okay, so these are the brushes that I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna be using not this one and not this one. Where is it? This one. I'm going to be using my palette knife to mix colors. We're going to be using sky blue, phthalo blue, warm yellow, lemon yellow, magenta, white, black. And I think, oh yeah, there is bright red, just bright red. And we're going to try and mix all our colors today. Okay, I see two people saying that they're seeing teal. That's good to know. So I know that my camera does not distort colors. That would be upsetting a little bit. Okay, so in guides in the group, you could find a tracer, and this is exactly what I have here, just because it's easier to paint when you have things like that done ahead of time. And I also have my paper towels, and I'm gonna be mixing my paint on my paper plates. I think that's all we need for that. And let me know who's excited to start painting. And also, I see somebody said, I don't see your name, unfortunately. Somebody said from West Virginia that this is their first live with me. Okay, so who's here? Put the numbers. First painting with me, second, third, fourth, my regular. Let me know. And we're going to start painting. So I'm gonna switch completely to full desk view, and I'm gonna start by putting in my paints. So I'm gonna put Gary first, somebody else first. I am, but where is the tracer? The tracer is in guides on the top of the group. Okay, this is my sky blue. This is my phthalo blue. My warm yellow. Come on. And lemon yellow. Magenta. And my true red. Painted with me before, awesome. Hey, hey. Ugh, I can do this. Okay, true red. And white. And I'm gonna put black on here later because black is gonna be like one of the last things we'll be using. So we have all of this. All right, let us start. And we're gonna make it simple. Okay, we're gonna make it super easy for us. So yes, let's start with the camper. Let's just start with the camper. First acrylic. Somebody, this is your first acrylic. Wow. What have you been painting with? Okay, put your brush in your water, get the excess off, and we're gonna grab some white. Okay, gonna grab some white and a tiny, 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 tiny speck of blue. So we're gonna make a little bit of a tint of the sky blue or cerulean blue, depending on what you're using. And we're gonna start with the windows. Why? Because if we do it right away, then we can paint everything else and we don't need to cover anything up. So this will be good. So I'm using my flat. This is my flat small. And I'm just gonna paint my windows. With the super, 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 super light blue. Okay. And the window, the one that's on the door. Okay. Whoa. Okay, I apologize. I'm trying the new setup with an overhead camera, so things are a little bit wobbly. I will try and do better next time, I promise. It's just the first time I'm trying this. I usually have my camera on the side, but this seems to be a better view, right? Okay. Now let's grab some white, just plain white, and paint that flag white, just so that we have that area marked so that we don't need to worry about it. Maybe add a little bit of light blue to it now and add a little bit of shade to it. See, like a tiny stripe. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. So it's like if you divide it into 3 parts, see, this part over here is light blue, and the other 2 parts are white and white. It just gives a little bit of shade to it so that you can see that the flag is 3D. All right, now rinse the brush. Rinse the brush. Go ahead and grab some warm yellow, just directly, straight warm yellow, and put it on this towel. We're doing it a little bit backwards because I do not want to deal with layering just yet. Right? We can just do simple painting. Don't need to layer and block color and all of that. We can just do it this way. Warm yellow for your towel. Rinse your brush. And you're gonna grab phthalo blue. And that is for the swimsuit. Oh, too much water on my brush. Oh, of course, you are welcome to use other colors. If you would rather make that swimsuit some other color, be my guest. Just go slow. All right, I think this is pretty much all the prep for now that we're gonna need. We're gonna rinse the brush. Do you have a tracer 8x10 or 11x14? I think I uploaded all I had. You can use, there is a digital image that you can blow up for whatever you need. If you have access to that, if you know how to do that. Okay, let's paint the sky. So for the sky, we're gonna need the larger, this is a 3/4 flat brush. I'm just gonna put it in water. Okay, and then I'm gonna dip it in my sky blue and my white at the same time. There's sky blue and white, okay? And as I'm painting the sky, I'm gonna try and not paint over the flag. So I'm gonna go around the flag. And if I get onto the flag, I can wipe it off carefully. Just work around the flag and around the camper. Just do the best you can. Keep it light. Okay, it's gonna get into the tree a little bit. It's okay. I'm painting over the tree. The tree is dark enough, so we'll be able to layer easily. Don't need to worry about that. Okay. Around the towel. Around that swimsuit. There we go. I'm working on acrylic paper, which is why it is not shrinking. What's the word? Warping a little bit. But that's okay. It's going to get back to its regular shape once the paint is dry. Around the camper. Okay, gonna add a little bit more white to the sky. Maybe even a little bit more white. I want the just keep adding your color until you're satisfied with what you're seeing. Blend it in, work it in. Okay. Ooh. All right. I'm just going to wipe off my brush on the paper towel, just like that. And then I will have some of the lemon yellow added to this white right here. I forgot I had my palette knife out here usually. Sorry about the noise. That's me rinsing my brush. Rinsing my brush because I'm going to mix colors. Just wipe it off on the paper towel. Okay, so we have white and lemon yellow, and now I'm going to grab a little bit, just a tiny bit of sky blue. I'm just going to mix it together with that yellow and white. Grab some more. Not quite. Grab some more. And more. Okay, I guess even more than that. So I am mixing the teal. There you go. Now we're getting there. I think I'm gonna need even more blue than that. Let's grab some of this phthalo blue and just add it in there. I need it bluer. All right, that's getting there. That's teal. Let's grab some more phthalo blue. There, almost there. A little bit more phthalo blue. You don't want to overwhelm it. We still want it to be on the greener side. Okay, now that's gotten a little bit too blue. Let's grab some more lemon yellow. Make it a little bit greener. Phthalo blue. Just play with that. There we go. Now that's what I wanted. Okay, let's paint the top of the camper. Wipe off your palette knife if you were using one. Wipe it off so that it's clean and ready to go next time we need it. You can use your large flat or your small flat to paint the top of your camper. Ooh, I like this color. Do not paint the door and paint around your windows. Just, no rush. Just, just paint it with the flat strokes. So when you're working on like thin lines, just use your flat brush, paint it flat like that. Yeah. And then it becomes a flat like chisel tip. And then it's very kind of sharp, right? It's not sharp, but and then this is how you can do thin lines like this. Like when you need to make sure that your line goes exactly where you want it. Okay, let's rinse the brush. And next, we're going to mix some of that lemon yellow and some of that phthalo blue. So I'm just going to grab some lemon yellow and add it over here next to phthalo blue. And I am mixing some green for the lawn color. So maybe even more lemon yellow to make it that happy spring color. Let's get in there. Let's get some more lemon yellow. Yeah. And now I'm all out of white. I'm just gonna drop a tiny drop of white on here. Right here. Let's see, what did I do? Yeah. I want it even more on the yellow side. So let's add a little bit more of this lemon yellow. Just a happy lemony grassy color. Okay, back to the large flat. Grab some of this green and paint the second half, the bottom half. But do not paint, obviously don't paint the swimsuit and paint around the hamper. The camper. Where did that come from? If you need to use your smaller brush to get in between objects, do that. Really use what you have and what you like. That's kind of that's my main thing here. Okay, while we're working on the grass on the lawn, tell me how you feel, what's happening, uh, like where you at. Are you done with the top, the camper's top? Are you done with mixing your color? Are you mixing your color at all? Let me know what's happening on your side, so that maybe I could adjust a little bit if needed. Or if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. I am trying to avoid adding a lot of water to my brush, because what that does, water just waters down your paint, and then you end up using a lot more paint, and it takes much longer to dry. Painting the sky. Kiri says, done with the sky, but I forgot to trace, so I traced and then cut up. Okay, that works. I just think that when you're first beginning to paint, it's a lot easier to start with something that already has a tracer. For things like this one, where proportions matter, right? Going around those steps, kind of. There's one in between over here that shows green. And then once you have had a little bit of experience, then it's a lot easier to just start painting freehand, because you have developed the eye and the muscle memory to create things, like to put on paper what you have in your brain, right? 'Cause sometimes that's the hardest thing, when you have something on your mind and you cannot quite bring it to life. Oopsie, I went on the wheel, but that's okay. The wheel's gonna be the wheel is gonna be black. So that's not a big deal. Okay, here we go. Okay. So I have all my grass done. I'm gonna wipe the brush on the paper towel and go ahead and grab some of this lemon yellow directly on my brush. And just add some lemon yellow just directly on top of this green, just kind of almost messy, yeah, but I'm gonna make sure that the lines are horizontal, and this will just add a little bit of light to the lawn. Okay, I'm gonna rinse my brush. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, rinsed my brush, wipe it off on the paper towel. Okay, let's play with some more color mixing. I'm gonna move the painting off to the side because we're gonna mix some brown. And brown usually happens when you just mix yellow, blue, and red together. That would be your brown. Orange and green make brown, yeah? So we have kind of two kinds of green here. This one is kind of greenish, right? It's teal, but it's kind of green, and this green. So I'm gonna do both of them, and this way we're gonna get different shade of brown. And this way we can play with other things, okay? So I'm gonna start with the green that I used for the lawn. I'm gonna add some more, just pull in some more phthalo blue in there, some warm yellow. And for this one, I'm gonna use magenta, and I'm just gonna pull it all in into one messy puddle, mix it together, see what happens, and then adjust, see what needs to be done. Okay, it's more grayish. When it's more grayish, it usually means that I need more red, something red. So let's put some more magenta into there, see what happens. Yeah, let's get in there. Okay. And now I'm gonna wipe off my palette knife. I really should wipe it off in between the colors, but I forget. Let's grab some of the red, the true red, and just pull it in here. Okay. Wipe it off on the paper towel and see the color. I don't know. Let's add a little bit more of this phthalo blue. Who's mixing colors with me? It's insane, isn't it? Okay, this has become gray. Almost black. Whoa, I keep remembering that my camera's on the other side. Let's put more red on there. More yellow. You literally have to play with the color in the paint and see where it's going. But the thing with this is once you learn to mix your color, magenta, once you learn to mix, you don't need to buy a gazillion bottles of every little shade you can think of. You can just mix what you need. And I think that's amazing. Okay, color. Ooh, I like brown. I like this one. Clean. And then I'm going to use this brown and I'm going to mix it a little bit with this teal that we have. Just like here. And it's going to give me, oh, more than that. It's going to give me different brown. So I have two tones for brown. There. Right in the middle, right here. I like it. Okay. So, if you have the tracer, you know, it's as simple as tracing the tree. If you don't have a tracer, you can follow these steps. And then if you know the steps, like these steps, then you can always paint a tree without anything, you know, without any tracers. You can always paint a tree, okay? So we're gonna use, this is a number 10 round brush. We're gonna make it wet. And we're gonna get some of this brown paint onto the round brush, make it full of paint. And we're gonna start in the middle of the tree, and I'm gonna drag my paintbrush up and I'm gonna twirl it. Like twirl, turn on my fingers like this. And it will create an interesting texture for the tree. Or you can simply follow the tracer. I'm kind of roughly following the lines that I have here, just because they were fun. See, I'm dragging and twirling my brush. And now I'm gonna start on the bottom. Here, let's move this up a little so you can see my bottom of my picture. And you're gonna start at the bottom and kind of follow the root, but still be twirling and follow the contour, right? The outline of your tree. And then again. And here. And then just see, the tree is becoming very interesting. Now let's cover that. Okay. Okay, work your brown in and then start going up the branches. Don't push your brush down so much. Use your lighter hand. And then just add little branches. Keep twirling that brush. Okay, so I want to add one more here. So I'm just going to go ahead and add one more branch that way. And okay, now your full brush, you're gonna get the excess of paint off like this. Okay, and just use the tip of your brush to add smaller branches. Just add variety. Okay, now we're going to dip the same brush into this other brown that we created, the other shade of brown. And we're going to start adding shading to the trunk, just here and there. And it happens to be that my second brown looks a little bit lighter, so I'm putting it on top of my branches. If your second tone looks a little bit darker, then put it on the bottom. Okay, it's all good. Just adding texture to your tree. Okay, go ahead and grab a little bit of white, which I'm completely out of. Whoops, now we have a lot of white. Same messy brush, okay? I'm just gonna wipe it off on the paper towel because it's super full of paint. Just wipe it off. Grab a little bit of white on the tip of your brush like this, okay? And start adding a little bit of lighter spots. Just work them in, because first time, twirl your brush, like first time when you touch it with white, it's gonna be like, oh boy, what did I do, right? Just make sure your tree is wet before you do that. Make sure it's all wet so that your paint would mix. There's a lot of paint right now on my painting. Okay, and you're gonna add this white just to one side of the tree, not both. Okay, so choose one side and just add lighter color. And then choose one side of your branches, the top or the bottom, or like decide that the light is gonna be all on the right or all on the left. Like mine is all on the left. The left or the top of the branch, like this branch here. That's on the top of the branch. Use your light hand, don't overload it. Okay. And I know that I said let's do this later because we don't need it right away, right? But the black is gonna need it. We're gonna need the black. So let's put not a lot. You don't need a lot of black, like a pea size, okay? Wipe your brush on the paper towel. Maybe even squeeze it if it has a whole lot of paint on it. And then grab a little bit of black, just like that on the tip of the brush, okay? And we're gonna add some black, just work it in into one side of the tree, just one side, and then take it to the branch, and then go back and work it in into the branch, and then grab a little bit more black, work it into the branch somewhere, just adding shading to that tree. Okay, maybe add some black on the bottom of your branches and just work it in. It doesn't need to be perfect, just a little bit of shading, like here on the bottom of this branch. I'm just gonna add some black right here and go around and work it into the color. It's all gonna work. Oh, that branch got extended. Okay. Like here, this branch over here. So like here, these two branches over here that make a letter Y, this branch where my finger is in front of the branch that's there, okay? So this branch is behind. Now this branch is in front and this one, curvy, that's also in front. So I'm just gonna make like a letter V here and work this in for shade a little bit so that it looks like it's, see, it immediately gives it a 3D and it makes it look like this is in front and that is behind. And if I've overdone with black, I can always come back with a little bit of brown. Just grab some brown and add also. And see what you think. That's a crazy tree, isn't it? Okay. Wipe it off a little bit. You know what? I'm going to rinse this brush because I want to add a little bit of white. I want to lighten this up a little. Here in the middle of the trunk. Going sides. There. Okay. And now we're gonna add a little bit of green to it, like think moss. Think moss. So we're gonna rinse the brush, wipe it off, grab some of that green that we used for grass, wipe it mostly off on paper towel. So you're kind of gonna be using almost a dry brush, okay? And we're gonna add some green moss here, maybe here, maybe some going up the trunk, some going up the branches, like some weird moss. All right. Rinse the brush. Welcome. I see somebody said it's a first for them. Welcome. Okay, and now I want you to grab your the smallest round brush you have. Mix up, grab some of that green that we have from the grass. Okay, and we're gonna start right at the top, and you're just gonna press down and lift. You're gonna just add some leaves to branches. And leaves usually grow on smaller branches, not on the ones that are like huge trunks. So my huge trunks, I'm just gonna leave alone. And I'm just gonna add my leaves to the smaller branches. Just, touch and go pretty much with this one. Just touch and go. Touch and go, touch and go. Okay. And I'm gonna pretend there is a small branch here because it's kind of lonely. Maybe some here. And let's add some leaves, some leaf situation here. And here. Just add some leaves. And then go back. And if your leaves are all super regular, like mine, maybe add a couple more with like different direction. Turn your brush. Maybe add some more in some unexpected ways so that they don't look exactly like they're like a vine, like they're not as okay, so somebody's asking me if there is a tracer, and yes, there is a tracer. It's in guides. Oops, sorry. You can find guides on the top of the group, and that's where tracers are. All right, rinsing my brush, rinsing my tiny brush. Okay. So I'm gonna add some of my tree brown, just a tiny touch with my small flat brush, a tiny touch of this one or that one. We're gonna paint the, what's it called, the hitch, the something, this part over here. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab a little bit of that and a little bit of green and put it together, make this kind of interesting, weird color. It makes me think of, somebody painted it and then it got messy, and so I'm gonna paint this part here, that. Okay, and wipe my brush, grab some brown, and kind of, oh, that's too much, a little bit of brown. Kind of work it in here, like this. Take it off if it's too much, and come back with a dry brush, so that it looks like it's a little bit rusty, maybe. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. Rinse, rinse, rinse. Okay. Grabbing new paper towels. And I'm gonna be grabbing, oh, no, not yet. I thought I was gonna be grabbing my new colors, but not yet, not yet, not yet. So let's do the rope that goes around the tree. We're gonna get the medium size round brush and get that lighter brown, grayish brown, wherever you have. And we're gonna paint this tire thing that's kind of, I don't know if it's a tire, something that is holding around the tree. Okay. Rinse your brush. Grab a little bit of white right on the tip, just like we did with the tree. Right on the tip. Add some white to the top of this ring. And just kind of work it in so it's lighter on the top. And then grab a little bit of black, again on the tip. Put that on the bottom of that ring. Just make it a little bit darker on the bottom. Okay, and if your ring looks like it swallowed a piece of the tree, you can now go back and kind of fix that, so it doesn't look like that with just brown. See? All done. Okay, and I'm gonna grab my tiny brush, my liner brush, and I'm gonna grab some of this grayish brown color, and I'm just gonna super slowly and carefully draw this line that's going. Since I added another branch there, it's not quite one line, right? It's kind of broken line, but it'll get there. And then to just have this mark, for me, I'll just mark the flag. Okay. All right. So at this point, I have a big mess over here. I'm gonna move this to the side and use a clean paper plate. We're gonna need magenta and white, not too much. Some magenta, some white, and we're gonna paint. Let's paint the bottom of the camper while everything is drying. So mix some white with magenta. Take it to the pink that you want. If you want more pink or less pink, it's all good. I'm looking for a little bit more saturated color. If you want more of a baby pink, then add a little bit more white. And I'm just gonna paint the bottom of it. And this whole part. Around. Okay. And I took a screenshot of the colored picture and I used that as my tracer. Yeah, that works. Okay. Let's grab a little bit of that grayish color that we have from the tree. And we're gonna muddy up. We're gonna use this to muddy up the pink that we have. Okay. And we're kind of going to add this muddied up pink over here on the bottom to just add some shading to this part. And then maybe some on the bottom here to just also add some shading. Okay. Rinse your brush. Okay. Let's grab some yellow for us. The lemon yellow. Okay, lemon yellow is super transparent, so it makes sense to add a little bit of white to it. Okay, so grab some white and then add yellow to it so that it's not completely transparent. Oh, maybe a little bit more. There. Okay, so let's paint the little curtain over here. It's kind of rounded and going around. Okay, and then we have a rounded curtain here, here, and here. Uh-oh, just painted my computer. Okay. All right. Excuse me. Now let's paint the door. Okay. All right, now we're going to grab some of that red, just a tiny, tiny bit. So if you were putting it again on your palette, just put like a pea size, really just a little bit. We're gonna paint those little flowers in the windows. So let's grab the tiny, tiny liner brush, put some red on it. And remember how we did touch and go with the leaves, with leaves? Now we're gonna do the same thing with flowers. So this one is 5 petal. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then to the sides, 4, 5. This one has 3 petals. Don't push so hard on your brush so that your petals are smaller. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3. And then here we have 4 flowers. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one has only 3. And that one has 4. 1, 2. And then this one is kind of on the side. And this one is wrapped around. So it seems like the flower is a little bit to the side. Okay, rinse your brush. Go ahead. If you have some green left, it would be wonderful. We do. Some of this green, I'm gonna grab a little bit of phthalo blue and just add it to this green over here. Just make it a little bit of a different green, so it's not all the same green. That's good. And I'm gonna paint my stems and add my leaves. Just the same way, touch and go, okay? Down and touch and go. That's it. Grab a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of your warm yellow. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Grab your liner brush. I'm gonna clean liner brush, right? So rinse it off. And then kind of use your fingers to bring it to the sharp, pointy tip. And you're gonna dip it into your yellow. See, just a little bit. Just like that. And then you're gonna go into the center of your flower and paint the center of your flower. And dip again. Here, so we're adding centers to the ones that have more than 3 petals, right? And then this one is hiding, so that's kind of there. Rinse your brush. Go back to your brown, the brown that we used for the tree. Grab a little bit of that and put it next to your yellow, to your warm yellow. Let's make the frame for the door that's on the window, for the window that's on the door. Let's grab some of this warm yellow, mix it in with the brown. Grab a touch of white. Now use your liner brush and just paint around the door. That's gonna be a little frame. There we go. And break it into however many parts you want there. Okay. Now, who wants to try different color for flags? Mine are kind of this brownish color that I have, but we can do different. We can do something else. While we're thinking about that, I'm gonna grab a little bit of white and I'm gonna fix my flag that got a little bit messed up with the sky line right here. So I'm just gonna add, I'm just gonna put some white right on top to kind of fix that a little bit. Should we do the garland some different color, not what we have here? That's my chair crinkling. All right. So we're gonna do some color overlay. And for that, we're gonna need to create some gray first. So I'm gonna grab some black on my liner, put it right next to my white that I'm working on right now. Mix with white. I wanna make lighter gray, lighter, not completely white, just kind of gray. Okay. And I'm gonna make the little line for myself because I lost my tracer lines. I think it goes one here. And I have one here. I'm gonna start in the middle. I'm gonna add little flags to this. Just paint them gray for now, just to cover, just to block the color that's underneath. See, we still ended up blocking colors. But at least we're just gonna do it with a little bit of flags, not the whole painting. Okay, then there's obviously one in this area. And there's gonna be one overlapping right here. We're going under. Block, block, block. And another. Okay, give me an update. How's everybody doing? Which part are you in right now? Do you have any questions? And one more here. And while this is drying, we're gonna grab some of the white and we're gonna paint. Oh, hold on. We have gray steps, which is perfect for this gray. Let's paint the steps. Okay. Not quite done with my camper. Okay, that's good. So this replay is gonna be available in the group. So even if you cannot not done by the time I'm done, which obviously you don't have to be, right? So if that happens, replay will be available. So I'm gonna grab my black and I'm gonna paint both wheels black. Just the wheels, right? Well, this whole thing is actually gonna be black first, and then we'll need for it to wait, and then we'll add white on top. Just like this. And yes, this big dude also needs to be. This is not helping that there was a tracer right for the circle inside. And now we just painted it black. That's not helping. Oh boy. Okay. You know, just go slow and you'll get there. Will the video be up for a couple of days after the live is over? You guys, all my videos, you can find them in guides. They go in guides. It's like my library and they stay there. So as long as you're in the group, as long as you're a member of this group, you have access to like the full library. There's like more than 45 now, I think, of different, different painting tutorials. Okay. I just cleaned up my liner brush, the white one, the tiny round one. And I'm gonna grab a little bit of white on it, and I'm gonna go right here above and just add kind of a little bit of a highlight, kind of a lot of a highlight really, but I kind of like it that way. It's shiny. And this was not in this line was not in the first one, but I think it needs it. A little bit of the highlight on the top. Yeah, I think we needed it. Just over here on the sides too, a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. I forgot to you're very welcome. Okay, more black, the doorknob. I kind of spaced out of the doorknob. There we are. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, let's do the flags next. So now that we've blocked the color behind that, now we can paint it any color we want. And I want to do phthalo blue and a little bit of white. See here, phthalo blue. I'm just gonna move it over to this other palette and a touch of white. Hold on. I'll be there in a second to show you where I am, right here. I like this. This is a pretty blue. So I don't know. I just don't like that color anymore. That used to be there anymore. Here. And I'm gonna do blue every other one. So it's this one that's kind of behind this other one. Uh, and one more. Okay, rinse. And I think the other flags, I'm gonna make them white. Again, you can do any color you like. White might take a couple of coats. we can just leave it like that. Just make sure that if you're overlapping colors, that the other color is dry, so that your white does not pick up on it. Okay, so if you wanted to add little socks to your line, you can. I'm not gonna do that because I added my tree extended somehow. It just happened. And so I'm not gonna do that. Gonna grab some warm yellow and clean this up a little bit. That's okay. Okay, grab a little bit of white, a little bit of warm yellow, and go back into that little brown that we had for the door frame if it's still workable. Super light color. Add the clothespins right there. Okay. Now grab a tiny bit of white and, oh, that's not red. Hold on. I want red, not magenta, red. And red. We're gonna do the stripes on the towel. And red is also super transparent, so I'm gonna add a little bit of white with it just to make sure. Okay. And so my stripes, I'm gonna make sure that they are following the line of the towel, of the top, so like it's curvy a little bit, okay? And same here, like the wind is doing something to it. There we go. Okay, let's add the face, the smiley face to that flag. You know what? I'm just gonna use my medium round brush and some of this yellow, lemon yellow that we had mixed with white for the curtains. So I'm just gonna paint a circle inside of the flag. There. Okay, the wheels are dry. So let's grab that tiny liner again and some white on it. And let's paint the inside rims. With our white paint. Doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, and then this one. All right. Okay, rinse, rinse. Now let's do the outlines, the black outlines for everything that needs an outline. Whoop. Let's grab some black with our tiny liner brush. And so we're going to start with that wheel here. Just go around it. And then up here. And then the line in the middle, but not all the way through. And then we're going to add a line going from the bottom of the window. You do not want to outline the window, okay? From the bottom of the window around the camper to the bottom over here. And then we're going to go around the window, follow the curve of the window, but skip the flag because the flag is covering that up. And then the top of the camper. You might need to add a little bit of water to your black paint to make it flow. All the way around and down. And come back and do this again. Okay. And then I'm going to go around the window, only the parts that are not covered by flags. So like over here, here, and here. Okay, around the door. Pay attention, don't do this. I just landed on my painting. There's my door. The line in between. The other line in between. Okay, thin line on top the wheel over here. Thin line to kind of work around the steps. One step, two step. And I like to connect them in between over here so that that second step, it's not just hanging in the air, right? And then this is connected here. And a couple of shading lines right on here on the door. Okay, now we're gonna do this around the flag. And we're gonna use this little brush to put in, if you're doing that. And I think this completes our painting. So you can grab your grab a marker or a super tiny brush or a Sharpie, right? And sign your painting. All right, so I hope you guys had fun. This is a fun little painting. If you would like to give me a tip, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Luba Carlson and just buy me a coffee. That is what I survive on. So yeah, this is it. You can find more paintings already, replays ready on, hold on, let me move this. Here, you can find more paintings in the guides, and I'll see you next time. Let's paint together again. Bye.